Hi guys, sorry I've been so dead, but I've been pretty busy with college stuff and life that whatever time I had to record, I just kind of didn't. I've actually been updating my playlist with other videos, whatever I could find anyways. Damn copyright issues. But if you see a couple of them belonging to a different channel, that's actually from the university I attended. I just graduated this May. Yay me. And they have no issues with copyrights, so there's my loophole. Anyways, I'll put a link down there of the updated playlist, and to those of you that stuck around all this time and aren't bots or people who forgot their accounts existed, thank you for your support. And now, without further ado, the video. Okay, so today I'll be showing you some of the basic tools and functions of Adobe After Effects. By no means is this a professional tutorial. I'm just editing some of my a little end card for a different video with a friend, and at the same time just kind of showing said friends around and how to navigate this program. But if you find use of it, glad I can help. So first things first, you're going to want to open up Adobe After Effects, which I have it up here right now because waiting for it to open is hell. And as you open it up, you're going to be greeted with this lovely window here. What you want to do is New Project, and then basically it's going to show you here. I mean, you could have just pressed X and it would have done the same thing, but whatever. Okay, so first thing you want to do is make a new composition, which the shortcut to that is just Ctrl+N. So it'll ask you to make all of that. You can name it to know what you want to make it of, which in this case I'll just call it endcard. Set it to your dimensions, frame rates, and for how long you want to keep it. For this time I just kind of want to keep it to maybe like 20 seconds. It's not going to be that long. Okay, press OK, and then you're going to have your window right here. You can scroll into or out of your work area here with your scroll on the mouse. If not, you just click Z, you have your zoom to see how far you go. Alt makes you zoom out. Yeah. Spacebar, if you hold it down, you have your hand tool, so that way you're able to move your canvas or your workspace around and see what else you got going on. Okay. V is to have your select tool, and from there that is all you really need to know of the basics of the usual short keys. So before we start anything, we should probably save. So Ctrl+S or go up to File, Save As. I'm just gonna quickly go over to my desktop. Yes, this was for a Doki Doki project. Okay, so we've got that. Right now we're only going to be working on one composition. If you really wanted to, you can make more in the same file, in the same project, and you can actually include those same compositions into one another. It's just whatever you have saved on that one composition will be in the one that you put it in. In order to edit that composition, you have to go back to the original one. I have a feeling this is a lot of info at once, but I guess let's just get this started. So what we're going to do is open up the files that you need. Let's just minimize that a little. which I have my files here. And in this area here, you can actually make folders, so I'm going to prepare that right now, such as stills, and not that, Ctrl+Z, you know what that is, or you just click that and delete. So stills and audio. Okay, everything goes alphabetical order, so if you really wanted to, you could just right click to rename. I usually put an underscore in the beginning so that way it's always at the top. So we can go in, add our stills, and this program will accept PSD files, it'll accept target files, JPEG, GIF, GIF, and PNG files. As for audio, it'll take MP4s, MP3s, WAV files, .mavs. As for anything else, though, I am not sure, but you're free to find out. The worst thing that'll happen is just that it'll say, no, we can't do it. Sorry. Okay, so, I sped that up, but yep, now everything is all nice and neat. Kind of. Let me just quickly rename that again. Okay, see, everything's all pretty neat, because I do plan to use this file for, different kinds of end cards for different animations. So what we're gonna do, you can, once you have everything there, reminder to save, and you can easily just drag it over. You can either drag it over like this, or just drag it over to your timeline so that way it automatically fits into your workspace. And it decided to do this, but you can also easily resize it thanks to the anchors that's around there. Just simply click and shift to, you know, make it bigger. I just kind of like uniform scale, so that's going to be there. If you look down at the timeline over here, you can also lock them into place if you don't want them to move. And that's all I need from my stills. For Doki Doki anyways. And then we're going to toss in the chibis we have here. You can multiple select either a whole group by clicking one end and then holding shift and clicking the other end, or you can select ones and by holding down Control. So we're going to toss these in here. And the same issue, because I want to make these a little smaller so that way I'm able to fit anything else. I hold down Control and click Shift to make them smaller. Although I want this one to be a little bit bigger so it could be around the same size. There you go. And so we're kind of done with that. And again, I shift click so I can throw all these in here, and they're all huge, so I'm also going to click shift again so I can scale them down, and then I can move them over. Okay, you can also move these around down here as if they were layers. Just same thing, select and just drag them over. And I want to lock these. for that little trick there, I just kind of clicked and dragged. You could do these with nearly all of the Adobe applications, and then they just all do the same action for locking. Same thing for vision. You just do all of that. It's pretty cool, pretty easy, very convenient. Okay, so we have all of this in place. Now I want to get all of these in place. These are very large files. Oh, I didn't select that. No, okay, I guess we're gonna do this way. In case you're wondering, this is what happens when you do shift click instead of click shift. It just doesn't read it, and then it just kind of says, oh, you're not clicking that at all, instead of just scaling it down uniformly. So here we've got our Instagram. We've got my little website right here, which I want to make sure is relatively the same size. And then we've got Twitter, which also want to make relatively the same size. Okay. So because Theo and I are going to be doing the same, one of the same ones, we're just going to do a Alt, click, and drag. Oh, never mind. That was an Alt, click, and drag. We're actually going to Ctrl+D, sorry. And then you make it a double. Okay, and he's going in with Twitter. I'm going in with Instagram and Whammy website. You can drag, hold shift, and just, drag it over. It'll drag it to be in the same direction instead of going diagonally when you choose not to go diagonally. Alright, so looking good. Now what I want to do is make sure everything is spaced the way I want it to. Okay, another thing we're going to do here, we're going to be adding some text. Because we're going to have links in the description and all, but I think it'll be better as well if we just have it on screen. So, you can go up to here, or the short key to that is Ctrl+T. And we're going to take this guy here, which, let's see. Alright, to select all, I press Ctrl+A. But what I want to change here is the color of that, so you just go over to the right side and you can just change the color like so. I don't want an outline, so you could click over here, it's like an outline of a box, and just click no stroke color if you so choose, but if you do want to, you just, click on it, double click, and then it'll be there. So while it's still selected, I still want to change the size of it, so I might go with just 60, I think, or 55. Yeah, 55 is good. So we have that for a sweater. And then I'm gonna go find his Instagram real quick so I could put that in there. So normally I would have just pressed V for my select tool, but because it was on the text, it would have typed an actual V. Obviously that's not what I want. So there's that. And then we're gonna go on to mine, which is all the same. So actually, lost my decision, but because it's the same thing, I could just easily add it anyways, so Ctrl+D. Oh, it's glitching up a little bit, but that's okay. That's only, it's saying you're overworking me, stop it, but it's done far more than this, so no need to worry about it. Alright, so we've got literally everything pat down, and I'm going to select everything and lock it, except for the little cheepies, because what we're going to do now is animate them. Okay, so where I want them to start. Yes, so how to animate here, it's first you want to see where they want to start. So I want him to start right there. Or down here. Down here is good. Somewhat to the middle, because what I'm going to do is make my character, which they're going to be all the way over here, to come in and crash into him, kind of bounce off over here while this guy is being sent flying. So it's part of the video. You should watch it. Watch it. And while we're at it, here is another neat little trick, which you can select. No, you don't have to select this symbol right here. Look at my mouse. See my mouse right here. This right here is called a shy. So when you click on a button, it hides them. Well, when you click on this, that is. Oh no, sorry. You click these to hide, but you click over here to really, like, you know, hide them. When that's blue, it's activated. When it's not blue, it's inactive, meaning you can see all the layers again. So because I only want to focus on the two chibis here, I'm going to keep hiding all of the layers that I don't really mind not seeing right now. So click that, and all of a sudden my workspace is a lot neater. You can see everything clearly, and the layers just have never left. They're just hidden. That's it. Okay, so for starters, and how to animate this, you can always move this around as long as it has those double arrows, double bars. You can make this bigger, and of course you could move this around here. Why I want to make this bigger is because of these drop arrows. They're going to be showing some information that I will be able to use in order to animate these. So we got transform, and then we have all of these. And what I want to do is open both of them so that way I can make sure to measure exactly how I want them to be, you know. Okay. Another instance is these down here. You can zoom in and zoom out of your timelines. That way it's a little more precise in how to see your keyframes. And yeah, so let's see. want to start him right here. So we're gonna have the position, because he will be moving eventually. Scale, because I'll be flipping him over. Oh wait, this is mine. But for me too, position is here, rotation is here, but I will not be changing scale. Now for Tio's GB, position, scale, and rotation. Opacity is how much you can see them, or how faint you'll see them. Alright, so for Tio, we're gonna move, let's see, how much is a second again? 30, right, so like at 10, he's gonna move a little up, but he's also going to be scaled backwards like this. And then, actually we're going to move this to 5. See, this is precisely what I mean, that you just see it more precise. Then at 10, he's going to go back down. Then I'm going to wait a little longer, maybe at 19 we're going to put an anchor point. Actually move that to 20. You can also use the arrow keys over here for next frame or last frame, but right now we're using next frame. We want 5 keyframes to go by so that he goes up, and then another 5 keyframes to go down. I don't know, I'm the type of person that likes the whole numbers ending in 0 and 5. So over here you can see how, oh, my apologies. Over here you can also scale how big you want your timeline to be, and over here is where you can have your preview. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can also select these things, copy and paste them. So a few more of this, and then I'll start making my character come in. So let's make a keyframe here, which, in case you haven't noticed, you click these little diamonds to set a keyframe. Alright, now here is where I want mine to come in. So we're going to position and rotation, because actually I want her to come in a little sooner than that, so that way it's not too clippy. Okay. Now, clicking on her, since all of these keyframes are set, now I want her to end over here. So, group. But it's not just sliding in. Well, at least I don't think it's just sliding in. I also want her to be a little tilted, so over here is the rotate tool, which is also W. I'm used to it being R, but... So, we're gonna ram into him. And then this exact moment here is also, we're gonna just jump one keyframe, make a keyframe at position rotation for both of them, because it'll be another instance where he's just gonna fly off. But I think I will let that take up to the next minute. So he's gonna go that way, but I also want him to go at an arc. So we have these handles to do just that. And I want him to rotate a little this way. So that the thing, maybe he could rotate a little more. Yep. And meanwhile, mine won't take as long to do that. Instead, she will just move back here. But that will also be at a little arc. Over here you could press Alt for it to be a little jump like that. So now it's like boink boink. I know, I have dogs fighting in the background, but anyways. So back to this, hopping. And then there's that. So essentially that is the whole video, because it's just a little end card. I guess 15 seconds, it's not really much to do. And remember to save. And that's basically it. For the basics, anyway. My dogs are fighting on the couch now. Well, playing on the couch. Anyways, I guess one other thing I can probably show you is freeze frame tactic. Basically, you click where you want the freeze frame to be. You right click, go to time, and then freeze frame. Time stretch allows you to shorten or quicken time. Say if I didn't want all this to go as fast, I can I put this to 200 and now it'll be 40 seconds instead of 20 seconds. That's not what we want though. Go back to time, right click time, freeze frame. It won't let you do it. I don't know why it's not letting me do it. Probably because it's already a still image. No, because it was at the end. Oh no, it's still not letting me do it. Well, essentially, at least on the video, you would click freeze frame and then it will make a separate layer of that frozen frame. Actually, no, it will make that layer into the frozen frame. So normally I would actually cut where it is, which you can do with Ctrl+Shift+D. You can cut easily like that, and then I would do a freeze frame there because that is where the whole time will be frozen. And I believe that is it for now. Let me just check over my notes. Sorry, you see, this is not professional at all. I'm just trying to help a little bit. Yeah, and then, oh, one last thing, I guess. I have a little audio track. So I can easily just slap that here. And I'm not sure if you can hear, I'm not sure if I can hear it right now. I'm not willing to hear it right now. But as you can see, this is how high it goes. Personally, I kind of want it a little bit lower, so that's how you can scale things. If you wanted to make it like fade out or something, which might as well go for the full 20 seconds. Like, you can click on another timeline, not timeline, you can click on another keyframe and then move to the end, and you can move it even further. So as you can see there, it just fades out. But I kind of don't want that. I just wanted to make it not as high. Excuse my puppies. And that is it. So all you have to do is export to media encoder, and then it'll be all done. So thank you for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys around.